What's up, Cowboy Nation and Cowboy Headquarters, and welcome to the Dallas Cowboy Huddle.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Day we hustle, but the night we
Know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
day we hustle, but the night we
Boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it
What's up, everybody? How is everybody doing? And welcome to the Cowboy Huddle with your boy G, the #1 Cowboy fan, Hampton. And here we are, Saturday, the last day of July. Guys, we are flying right through July, getting closer and closer to the season. As we prepare, our Dallas Cowboys prepare for the Hall of Fame. The inductions from several players and coaches from the Dallas Cowboys. And also, we actually play in the game of the Hall of Fame weekend. So we will be there, and we will be hosting the Steelers. I hope everybody's doing okay. As for me, I'm doing all right. I'm a little winded right now. I know I'm back home now. Let me say that. I've done more work since the time I've got off the airplane to up to today. Got home on Thursday, drove up, pulled up in the driveway and everything like that. And we got these big trees in the yard, big shaded trees. For whatever reason, come home, darn birds. So we got some new developers over here. So they're just destroying the habitat for the birds. So birds are looking for a place to go. Well, they found my property to go. So it's not really that bad, but I'm going to have to buy me an owl or something. It works in the backyard. I'm going to put an owl in this front yard and keep these birds. And they have to move around. But anyway, so get home, man, and hadn't even pulled out my luggage out my car. And there's bird poop all in my driveway. So I get my luggage out, takes it in the house, pull out my power spray. Then I had to get back there. Then I did that. Then I had to go back there, clean out the dog kennel, his runner, and all that good stuff. And all the way up to now, I just got through helping my brother move his daughter, my niece. And she lived on the 3rd floor. Yeah. So you can imagine, I'm winded. And it's 101 degrees here in Texas. When I was in Oxnard, the high was 75. I don't know how these Texans do it. Just kidding. I know I'm a Texan. Just kidding. Anyway, but yeah, I know I'm back in Texas. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. Woo! Let me tell you guys, whoever thinks, and I know there's several people I've heard that have moved down here from California. But one thing, let me say this here. If you're going to move down here from California, especially if you're on that Pacific coast, let me tell you something. Bring you some sunscreen. Because sun hits different down here. But anyway, guys, I want to just get on here a little bit and talk to you guys a little bit about some things that I've done some research on. And this particularly has to do with a little bit of Dak, Kellen Moore, and Mike McCarthy. But, you know, knowing that this offense and where we are and where we're going with this offense, I know we talked a lot about the players and the offense in general, but we hadn't really had a chance to kind of key in on Kellen Moore. And personally, I wanted to look at Kellen Moore to see how he's doing. And I mean, as far as up to now, since he's taken the offensive coordinator's job, and see if there's any growth, or what is his philosophy. Hey, did y'all like this? I had this put on while I was at training camp on this cap here. This is one of the caps I wore up there, and I got another one too. So yeah, I got this patch put on. But it's my cowboy hat. Yeah, see, y'all know that's all I do, man. I rock Cowboys, man. There ain't no sense me rocking no Washington Redskin. But anyway, so wanted to talk a little bit about Kellen Moore, just kind of see where his head was. You know, he had a press conference the other day, and let me say this, man. These reporters, man. Some of the questions that these reporters ask, man, it's like, God almighty. Some of the questions is like, come on, man, that's self-explanatory. Why would you even ask that question you know is self-explanatory? So, you know, even with the Dak Prescott press conference, you know, it was, you know, he was even kind of like giving this look, you know, he was standing up there like this, you know, and there's like some stupid question be asked. He was like, yeah, you know, because some questions stop. All these reporters, I mean, sometimes they be reaching. First thing I was gonna ask Dak, you know, I would have told him happy birthday. Then I would have probably came back. So the new shoes that you're wearing, the new cleats, do they make you run faster? Talking about the Jordan, you know, the Jordan brand. So that'd be a question. I'm sure that would get his attention. So the new shoes that you have now, do they make you run faster? You know, and I said that cliche basically to say, when we was kids, you got a pair of new shoes, boy, make you run fast. You know, we had a pair of Trax, Traxx, Trax tennis shoes, and you wore them. They were brand new. I said, Mama, look how fast I'm running real fast. She said, yeah, baby. She's just telling me a story. My mama had to tell me that. Mama said, no, baby. She just, yeah, baby, you run real fast. I couldn't even see you. Anyway, so just some of the questions. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to Kellen Moore. So with Kellen Moore, so, you know, question was asked, you know, basically about Dak being out. What did he think with the backups? You know, how do you feel about your backups, whatever? And he says, awesome time to be a backup quarterback. You know, this is the time that they get the reps, they get their snaps, and, you know, he says it's just July. We got until September, so there's not a big concern about Dak. You know, he said Dak has plenty of time, you know, to get his shoulder together, and there's no concern with Dak and his shoulder. But he did say that this is a great opportunity for the backup quarterbacks. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all quit. Media's reporting that they're talking about bringing this guy Bortles in to, you know, possibly come in as a backup. Stop. It's not going to happen. We're not bringing any other quarterback in here to leapfrog Cooper Rush, DiNucci, Garrett Gilbert. No, it's not going to happen. It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that when we got Garrett Gilbert? Matter of fact, he was asked a question about Garrett Gilbert, and he said, you know, Garrett Gilbert has done well, you know, from what he's seen from the Pittsburgh game that basically made him a believer of Garrett Gilbert. You know, he's not even thinking about bringing somebody else in, you know, to back up Dak. That's just too much. That's doing too much. When Gary Gilbert basically should have won that game against Pittsburgh. They didn't give us the call that would have probably gave us that extra touchdown and put us ahead. But, you know, and he's well impressed with Garrett Gilbert. So we can get off the gas about this, bringing in a backup, you know, quarterback, somebody that's going to, you know, that's going to come in and leapfrog these guys, and don't make sense. Well, that's conversation. That's news that don't even need to be spreaded. I mean, sometimes people just say things just to get people's attention, but let's keep it real. If you want to know something, get with a real Dallas Cowboy fan. Someone that knows. You know, me and Jerry Jones sat down and talked while I was up. No, not really, but anyway. But anyway, so Gary Gilbert gets all the praises for his presence in this game against Pittsburgh, you know. But again, this is why I was looking at Gary Gilbert. I mean, not Gary Gilbert, but Kellen Moore. So when he was talking about the backups, you know, he mentioned, well, when Dak is in there, you know, his backups run the scout offense. This is what happened to Andy Dalton. We did a video last season, and I had mentioned how Kellen Moore had said that they have to catch, and when Dak went down, he had mentioned, well, we got to get Andy Dalton caught up to the game plan. Caught up? Well, basically what he had Andy Dalton doing, he was running the scout offense for the other team. Instead of having your ones and twos, you have your ones where Dak runs with your ones, and then you should have Andy Dalton running with your twos. But instead, you just got Dak running the ones, and you got your backup to Dak running the offensive plays from the opposing team. And I told y'all, I just that's unheard of. That's still, and sure enough, he mentions it again. You know, he mentions that, you know, that his backup are still running the scout team offense. That's the question I would ask Kellen Moore. So, Kellen, why do you have your backup to Dak running the scout team's offense when he needs to be being familiar with the Dallas Cowboys? See, those are the kind of questions you ask. You know, sometimes you're scared to ask questions because you don't think they're going to invite you to the party again. But guess what? Oh, well, it's questions that the fans want to know. The questions that the fan want to know the answers to. So you gotta ask those type of questions. If he gets offended, well, that's his problem. I mean, you got an issue with it. You know, maybe he need to deal with it. So yeah, he's still doing that. You know, they asked a question about, you know, what do you think about Dak from the time he started up until right now? Well, basically he said that, you know, from the time that Dak came in, Dak has always been aware. Praises him for, well, Kellen praises Dak for his awareness, you know, and saying that how when he was in the, you know, QB room, how he would pick up on certain plays and certain things, you know, throughout, you know, the game and throughout the practices and things. So I guess they got this open door policy. So he allows Dak to make adjustments. That's one thing he did say about Dak, that he likes the fact that how he takes command, and this door is open to make these adjustments. Of course, I mean, the guy, you got to let him make the adjustment. That's what happens. Kellen might call one play, and if Dak don't see it's going to work, he'll change it. So they have that open door about allowing Dak to make the adjustments needed, you know. But also, you know, let me say this about Kellen. You know, I listened to him on his press conference and things like that. I can say that he seems to be growing a lot more. I think he's a little bit more comfortable. He's talking more like as if he know what he's talking about. He's talking a little bit more relaxed, you know, and I know how it is. You know, it's more than a notion when you have to get in front of cameras like that. But he kind of, listening to Kellen Moore, he basically seems more comfortable. You know, he kind of got a grip on what he wants to do and the concept of he's trying to apply, along with Mike McCarthy. So, you know, and basically, you know, he was asked about the practices, and he said that, you know, he really supports the way the practice are ran, because basically the practice are ran as far as situational, like we talked about, one of the video. He likes the fact that this how they run their offenses through situations. If it's 3rd and 15, you know, what are you gonna do? Okay, it's 4th and 2, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 15. You know, he likes that, but at the same time, he also likes the fact that these practices are very competitive. You know, so with that being said, he likes the fact of how the practice being ran. So the question also was asked about Tony Pollard. You know, Tony Pollard. Well, how are we going to get Tony Pollard? Well, he said to the fact that they're making adjustments to implement Tony Pollard more this year. And that's let me say, this is going to be the beauty of this offense, because same thing with CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard. There's so many weapons. I'm telling you guys, we have just as many weapons as any other team out there. Now it's all about how our offensive coordinator, how he sets it up, and execute his offense. Okay? Did that make sense? I mean, if that, I gotta turn this phone down. The wife is coming in. But I just lost my thought. But anyway, yeah, she's coming in. She just let the garage up. But yeah, with Tony Pollard. So again, our offense is just as effective as any other offense out there. Again, it depends on how Kellen Moore executes this offense. So the ball is in Kellen Moore's court. So this is what got my attention too. He had mentioned something about, well, they were talking about the center position. Well, like he said, no, what's going on right now is Connor Williams is our left guard. He's competing at this position. He said he was competing. He's competing at left guard. But they asked about the center position. He said, no, he's only taking snaps as far as depth, if they needed depth at that position. But right now, Connor Williams is basically focused on competing at the left guard. So yeah, there's some competition going on there. But and we're talking about, do we talk about Tyler Badass? Tyler Badass, that's what I call him. But he's actually the starter now. And then Kellen Moore he had made mention of, he said, well, Joe Looney's not here right now. Y'all catch that? He said, well, Joe Looney's not here right now, so we have. Well, did we not cut Joe Looney? Is Joe Looney injured? Where is Joe Looney? Anybody know what Joe Looney is? Somebody let me know what Joe Looney is, because I really like that guy. Joe Looney is my dude, man. And I would hate for Joe Looney to get the axe without calling me and telling me bye. No, just kidding. So, but anyway, he did mention that. So right now what we're looking at, we're looking like Tyler Badass is going to be our center. And Connor Williams is only helping at depth. So that, which leads me to move on to the Dak story. Now, Dak has an incredible story, y'all. I don't know if y'all really understand the story of Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott was one that actually come through Mississippi State. Was a starter there. Got drafted by the Cowboys. And, he lost his mother. That's probably something hard to deal with. But he lost his mother. But at the same time, he got drafted in the 4th round. Now, let me tell y'all a little bit something about 4th round draft pick. 4th round draft pick, you got to come in. You got to play your butt off in order to get on the playing field. And with Dak was actually the 3rd string quarterback to Kellen Moore. Yeah, remember that? Tony Romo was a starter. Kellen Moore was his backup. And then there was Dak. Now, you probably asked, well, how did Dak become the starter? I'm glad you asked. Well, what happened, remember when Tony went down, he had these back issues and things like that. He kept going down and, he kept trying to fight back. Well, this particular game, Dak went down. I mean, not Dak, I'm sorry, but Tony Romo went down. Well, next man in line should have been Kellen Moore, but guess what happened? Kellen Moore had broke his leg. Leg, ankle, or something. He broke something. Don't quote me on that. But we did one of those. And guess who was next up? Dak Prescott. And that don't usually happen. Not like that. You know, when you're third string, that backup goes in and he takes over, just like Andy Dalton did. See, if it wouldn't have been for Andy Dalton, then Gary Gilbert would have got the start. But remember, when Andy Dalton went down, Gary Gilbert came in. But Andy Dalton, resumed the starting job. But Dak took the job and never looked back. Got Rookie of the Year. I mean, put up big numbers since he's been here. This is a 4th round draft pick, y'all. Here he is, gets signed to this big contract. He gets a deal with Jordan. And then the question asked, they say, hey, had asked him a question, about, what did they ask him? What would it, it was something like, what are you grateful for? And he was saying, I'm grateful to be on this field. I'm grateful to be able to do the things that I'm doing. I'm grateful for the opportunity, from where he came from. He mentioned that. He said, I'm grateful for all those things because it's one of those stories, And I just wrote down some things like that, So they go back again at his press conference. They started asking him about his shoulder. He said, "Listen, it's like he just felt the fact that he needs to take precautions because it's a strain on his shoulder, and he felt that I'm going to do everything that I need to do in order to rehab and get myself back ready." I'm going to tell y'all something here. So my shoulder. I'm going somewhere with that. My shoulder. Okay, so he said I gotta do what I gotta do, and he said he don't think he warmed up enough. I didn't warm up enough, and so and that he also mentioned, he said that I'm 28 now. I'm 28 years old now, so pain comes with age, right? Okay. Yeah, 28-year-old. So anyway, so what did I write down? So anyway, he mentioned something about, it's just gonna take rehab. I'm doing whatever. I'm not gonna get into the situation. I'm not gonna get into the depth of what all I'm doing, but I am doing it. And he said, "Don't worry about the ankles. Ankles, okay." So let me go back to this. So guys, y'all remember I've been talking about this defense. Defense been showing out. Defense been showing out. I mean, they've been sending different packages, and they shifting left and shifting right. They blitzing from the inside. They blitzing from the outside. They coming. So they asked Dak, "Well, what do you think about this defense?" And he was talking about, he got some guys on Watkins, and I think he was saying Watkins and a lot of guys on defense talk a lot of trash, So, and he said, not many on offense talk a lot of trash, so it's Dak that's doing all the trash talking. So, he said, well, there ain't too many on our team. He said, Lael Collins will talk a little noise, but majority of the time it's me talking noise. Okay, cool. So, he asked them, so they asked him about what do you think about this defense? So, basically what he had to say, he said that, from looking at this defense, he said during pre-snap, the defense is showing him one thing, and post-snap, they got him thinking. Okay, let me say that again. So, asked about the defense, said the man defense is awesome, they're doing great. He said, pre-snap they showing me one thing, Dan Quinn is showing him one thing, and then post-snap, hell, there's something different coming at him, so he got to think. So let me ask y'all this. So do you think Because let me say this, because I was kind of saying I noticed when Dak was out there, Dak was throwing a couple interceptions. Like, ooh, one time KZ dropped down on him and got that interception, ran it to the house, and Dak was trying to chase him. Dak stopped. And Dak was throwing a few. And I think they even mentioned something about Dak was looking a little rusty. Well, yeah, Dak was throwing a couple of interceptions, and like what So could it be that Dak was looking so rusty and throwing these interceptions, and that defense was giving him the blues, that he said, "Ow, ow, 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 ow." I'm just saying. You guys already know I've been talking about this defense. That this defense is looking good. This defense is bringing the aggressive, and they have been aggressive, because there was questions asked about what's his name? Schultz. Dalton Schultz. He said, man, this defense is crazy. We're looking at, they're showing us one thing and they're doing something totally different. So the whole front line. And I kept telling you guys, this is not your daddy's defense. This defense is nothing like what we've seen with Nolan or with Marinelli. Nothing like it. So this offense is having a hard time picking up this defense. And like I say, Dak hadn't been looking too good. So you think ow, 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 ooh, coach. I'm just saying. So this gives him an opportunity to start looking at this defense, so when he comes back in practice, he know what to expect. Hey, I'm just saying, I don't shoot the messenger. It's just what I've been reporting, what I've been seeing. To here we are. So now I get, as a person, Dak can buy him some time, go check out Coach Q's defense, and know how to adjust to it. Because, like, again, everybody even was reporting that, man, Dak's looking rusty and Dak's throwing a few interceptions. And I said the same thing. So maybe that could be the case. Just saying. But anyway, man, I'm not going to hold you up. I just wanted to get on here and kind of catch y'all up with this press conference that I saw past few days with Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott. So, hope you guys enjoying your weekend. I'm tired, but I had to get on here and I had to, fill you guys in what was going on and what my perception on what's taking place with our Cowboys. But again, I want to say thank you guys for being a part of this channel, part of this Cowboy Huddle, where we come together and we talk nothing but Cowboy talk. Okay? And with that being said, I'm not going to hold you any longer. You can continue to enjoy your weekend and stay safe.